We're speaking with Dan Macnamera. He is the Chief Technical and also Security Officer for this wonderful organization, Medreview. So good to see you.
It's a pleasure to meet you today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So tell us about some of the work that you do for the company.
So we have a small team, and we are responsible for not only the infrastructure and all of that components and all the good stuff, and managing the data and protecting the data, but also at the security level. So we kind of drive all of our security certifications that we have to maintain, which are pretty rigorous considering that we work with some very large payers in the insurance world on top of governments. So for a small organization, we have to maintain the same level of standards that teams of dozens will be able to pull off with a small unit of less than 10.
So it sounds like it's amazing because you need to be high tech, you need to be secure because you read about breaches all the time. So you have to make sure that all your information is protected.
That's exactly right. So what our team tries to do on top of maintaining cutting-edge knowledge is work in various artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies so that we don't have to spend as many hours doing the work. We have systems doing the work for us, if you can put it that way.
Amazing. Now, I couldn't help but overhear that not only you're a high-tech wizard, but you're able to trace your genealogy back to the year 137?
Yeah, 147,
147?
if I could correct you. Yes, that's exactly right. What I find, and this is father to son, I chose my last name being Macnamera to see how far back I could go father to son, and I ended in a written record of Ireland at 147. And that particular ancestor was a king in Ireland at the time, and he's actually a part of Celtic mythology. So not only a written history, but also this mythological history. Really blew my mind getting into that level of detail.
So your high-tech background paid off. You're able to trace your ancestry going back so far.
It did. I'm actually, on that subject, I'm going to be published by a joint project through Baruch University here in New York and also Tokyo University out in Japan. This research that I've done, it will be available in the Library of Congress in about a month or two.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I understand that even though you're from Ireland, but you have 1% Jewish blood too?
That's absolutely right.
Can you trace where that comes from? Or
no, well, as a part of doing this genealogical history, I learned about all of these Viking invasions and whatnot, and there's a bit of that falls in. Where that Eastern European relative comes from is completely unknown, and it's going to remain that way, sadly.
Wow, but it's amazing that you were able, and I'm sure your book details the process of how you were able to go through all the genealogy and trace it back to 147.
That's exactly right. I had to work with these translations of books in Gaelic that go back from anywhere from around 1000 AD through the most recent book is in the late 1800s of being published. The majority were from the 1600s through the 1800s.
Wow. Dan, thank you. I look forward to see when the book when it comes out. I think it's going to be a bestseller.
I hope so.
And it's called. Is it called In the Genes?
The story is Son of the Hound of the Sea: The Legend and History of the Name Macnamera.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.